again, everyone. I just wanted to give a quick hello. We have rejigged our plans based on what happened at the last spot. Lots of snow, no real sign. So we went out this morning, a friend and I, and did some scouting in another location, kind of on the other side of the management unit, and it was really positive. Then I just wanted to give you a bit of some context here. If you look out the window, it's quite nice down here. It's somewhere between 6 and 10 degrees Celsius, so it's a nice fall day, a nice November day. But you'll see when we get to the top, I'll check in again. And when we get there, I left the ATV at the top this morning. Saw some good sign, followed some moose tracks through the snow, down a road for a ways, down some old ATV tracks, and then just through the snow, and then bushwhacked for a while. It's amazing what these large animals can get through, because we had to fight our way through some pretty thick brush there. But anyway, and some steep banks with a fair bit of snow. But anyway, as you can see down here, it's a nice day. It will be cold and snowy up top, and I will see you up there. Hello again. We are mostly up the mountain now. As you can tell, it's winter here. Probably 6 to 8 inches of snow up top here. There have been some ATVs up here, I think, since this morning, at least down that road and maybe up this road. This is where I'm going, up here. This will take me to the top. It's about 2:30, so I've got not quite 2 hours until sunset, and I think I'm just gonna go hike up to the top, maybe set up camp up there. I'm gonna bring my bag and leave the ATV here. Hopefully, if anybody comes across it, they're honest and don't try to hotwire it and steal it. Otherwise, I will check in with you guys when I see up top. Hopefully the moose tracks that were down this lower road here will keep going up and intercept that high road, and then we can keep following it. So anyway, I will see you guys soon. So we've gone beyond any truck or ATV tracks. You can see my footprints there. Snow's getting pretty deep, so got the snowshoes on. About 3 o'clock, got about an hour and a bit until sunset. I'm gonna see how far I can get, see if I see any tracks. There's some mule deer tracks here, but no moose yet. I'll carry on and check in with you guys when the sun goes down. Hello again. We made it. We are at the top. I don't know if that's gonna come up in the video. We got here literally as the sun was setting. So I think sunset is right now. So realistically, we've got 15, maybe 20 minutes of adequate light for shooting. We are very high up. The last, my watch says I did about 2.5 kilometers up, which took about an hour 20 in snowshoes and pretty deep snow. So I'm pretty wiped out. But the fella who I saw here a few weeks ago says he has a trap line up here. Says that this little bowl down below us here, you can see that, is accessed by, or rather, you get a great view from the end of this road, where I am standing right now. Great view, nice and clear. Lots to look at. The furthest things I can see are probably too far for a shot, but I have my hiking poles here, which serve as shooting sticks, and in the morning I'll get up before dawn and come up here with something a bit more stable. I ditched my bag about 150 meters behind because it was getting heavy. I was sweating quite a bit, and the temperature's dropping as the sun's going down and up here at the top of the mountain. So anyway, I'm going to do some looking, and I'll check in once I've got camp set up. Hi everybody, didn't see anything glassing up top from that. You can see kind of up here. I forget which direction it is, probably that way. There's a little lookout, a great lookout point. Didn't see anything just after sunset for the last 15 minutes or so, which I'm kind of thankful for, because that means I would have to go deal with it. And I'm pretty wiped from a lot of hiking today. So, in the meantime, this is home for the night. Set up my little tent. Got my -9 sleeping bag, a little air mattress, an insulated air mattress to keep me off the cold snow. Packed everything down with my snowshoes there. I'm gonna have a little snack. I think there was actually 5G cell service just a couple hundred meters back, so I'm gonna go and check on everybody, just make sure things going okay, and let everybody know that I'm okay. Have a little snack, maybe lie down for a bit, maybe have, I think I brought noodles or risotto or something for dinner, have a hot dinner just to pass the time and warm up a bit. And yeah, it's temperature's dropping, so I gotta stay active for a little bit and then head into the tent and get all bundled up in a nice little cocoon. But I'll say goodbye before I turn in for the night. Hi everybody. So it is nighttime here. It is very dark and it's getting very cold. Although I've switched into my puffy, not pajamas, but nighttime gear. And other than my hands, I'm actually quite comfortable. Just wanted to show you here. Got a little, let me get the light out of there. A little jet boil going there. Gonna boil some water. Use some of it to make some ramen, some spicy chicken. And I brought some hard-boiled eggs, which I will add just for some extra protein. I filled up the pot with snow, and it's just melting. And then we'll boil. I'll pour off what I don't need into that little ultralight thermos there, just to save some hot water for later. Maybe make some tea, and use the rest to make some ramen. I have 2 packages. I might just need 1. I've been snacking on beef jerky, but anyway, we are looking pretty good. We're all set up in here. See if I can get this. If you can see this or not. Got everything inflated, everything put inside. Just need to unroll my sleeping bag and my pillow. And I was gonna climb in to get warm, but then I figured I would probably not want to get back out and make dinner. So I'm forcing myself to eat now, because I have burnt the calories today for sure, and I'll need more tomorrow because it could be a long day. But I'm going to eat my dinner and then crawl into my little cocoon. Stay warm, and I'll check in before bedtime. Okay. Hello again. This will be my last sign on for the day. I'm all tucked in to the tent. Actually quite comfortable. Got my -9 sleeping bag here and my puffy clothes on, so I'm probably going to get a little too warm shortly, but pro tip is take the clothes that you want to wear in the morning, as long as they're not wet, and tuck them into your sleeping bag. So I'm going to slowly peel these things off and tuck them down by my feet, including my socks for tomorrow, the dry socks that I brought. So you don't have to put on cold clothes in the cold. You've got to start from a position of strength. So just had a nice double ramen with a couple hard-boiled eggs, nice and spicy. Got me all warmed up. It is 6:30 p.m. so bedtime, but it's pitch black here. I'm gonna lie down, downloaded a show from my phone. I'm gonna read a little bit, probably watch that, and try to get some sleep. And aiming for 5:30 wake up to have enough time for breakfast and get out to that little lookout for sunrise. So yeah, I see you all in the morning. Good morning. It is just past 5 a.m. We just got up, got some coffee going. Let's see if I can get a shot here. Nice warm cup of coffee. And we have some more water boiling, or rather snow/water boiling, just to get some fuel for the day, some nice thick oatmeal to keep us going. You can see behind me there the moon is up, so despite this headlamp being on, there's actually pretty good visibility for it being nighttime still. Battery's kind of low on the phone, so I'm going to keep this brief. Slept well, gear did great, was quite comfortable. The only issue was my own fault, the tossing and turning a bit in the morning because I needed to go pee, but I did not want to get out of my warm sleeping bag. But anyway, the quick plan this morning is to head back up to that lookout maybe 20 minutes before sunrise, glass a bit, see if we can see anything below. If not, we're going to pack up and head out, maybe head up that other spur road to the other side of the top, and if not, go back down to the ATV and work our way around the other side of the mountain and get back to the truck and maybe charge the phone a bit. So anyway, we will see you all during the day. So we're back at the truck. The phone died. I guess it was too cold and the battery lost its charge. So we walked up to the lookout, looked around for half an hour, didn't see any movement at all. Went back. Camp was packed up, so loaded everything up on my back, put on the snowshoes, started walking back down. Interestingly, there was a mule deer that had gone through my tracks overnight. Seems to be a recurring theme. Kind of neat, but anyway, the snow's pretty deep up there, so I don't blame them. And then 2/3 of the way back to the ATV, I think the moose we were tracking yesterday had gone up and around to the other road that I didn't explore, come back down that road, gone up my tracks a little bit, and then crossed into the forest. And I think, I'm speculating here, but if he's doing a big loop, I'm going to try to go up the other side in the truck and see if we can intercept, or at least pick up the tracks and go from there. So it's just about 10 past 8 in the morning, so lots of time left today. Maybe not so much activity right now, but at least we can find some sign and pick up that trail of that moose and try to pattern his movements a little bit and predict where he's going to be. All right, I'll check in with you soon. So we took the truck around the other side of the mountain, kind of the north side here. The sun is up, but still fairly low. And actually, it's a really, really nice view of the valley. You can see that behind me. You can see the mists down there over the lake. But this is the end of this road. And you can see behind me, it's a fairly open, not too old cut block. So good visibility. And over down this way, past the end of the road, would be where this moose is going if he were to keep a straight course. And I'm guessing he's doing a bit of a loop. So we're going to walk down that road for a bit, see if we can see any tracks. We haven't seen any, didn't see any on the road, so maybe he's still up there somewhere. If we don't see any this morning, maybe go home for lunch and come back and stake this out for the evening to see if he does kind of wander through later in the day. All right, good luck. Wish me luck. And we're back. It's about 2:45. Managed to get the truck up to where I got the ATV last time without too much trouble, so that saved us some hiking. Different loadout right now, going real light. No weights, just simple. You can see back there, just a really small backpack. The snowshoes, got my poles, rifle. Just going to go back up to where we saw that moose track crossing my old tracks from last night. See how far we can track him. Got about an hour and a half before sunset. So if not for today, then this is for the last day or two in the season, if I can squeak one or two out the rest of this week. So I will, it's beautiful late afternoon. So yeah, I'll let you know what we find. How cool is it to be following moose tracks that in your own footprints that you left just yesterday. This is where I hiked out this morning, and there were moose tracks coming in. So I've gone home, had lunch, come back, followed them back up, and you can see here, they head off into the forest. So these are from sometime after 3:30 yesterday p.m. So sometime in the last 24 hours. So I'm going to follow these as long as I can. I've got my snowshoes on, but that might be tricky. Forest actually looks kind of thin for a forest, so we'll see how far we get. Also, the sun's going to set in 40 odd minutes or so. So if nothing else, this will give us some more information and tighten the noose around this guy, get a little bit closer. See you in the forest. There's some fresh scat. It's not totally frozen, so it can't be that old. It's exciting. Thankfully, this forest is fairly open. Thank goodness for my snowshoes. And here is where he took a nap. And then looks like he doubled back out this way. On we go. That's cool. I've never seen a moose bed before. Looks like he took another nap here, which is not too far from the last one. And that, it looks like, is resting his head in the snow. Compare it to my 30-inch snowshoe. It's a big animal. Well, we're heading off the mountain today. Just past 4:30. Looks lighter in the video than it is. It's a little bit too dark to identify anything, especially at distance. But we had a very interesting afternoon here. Drove the truck back up. Like I said in a previous check-in, drove the truck back up to the mountain and started hiking back up where I was last night and this morning, and ducked into the forest to follow that guy's tracks. And I'll see if I can get the tracking off my watch onto a map to show you how this guy was walking around, because it was all over the place, back and forth, circles. Thankfully, ultimately he went up to the road from this morning again, a little bit higher up, and crossed it and went into the forest above that road, which I've never been in. But it was just maybe 15 minutes before sunset, so I didn't want to follow him in there because it was getting dark and visibility in the forest, even though it was fairly open, wasn't great. So I wouldn't want to take a shot in there or get stuck in there in the dark. So I just walked around to the other road and parked myself there, made a few cow calls and listened. But I didn't hear anything, so dead quiet up here. Very peaceful and great views. Nice day. But the interesting thing, or a few interesting things from this afternoon scouting, was I found 2 bedding sites. So big, obviously he was laying down. And then the second one, you can see where he put his head. And I'll show you the pictures. I'll put the pictures up when I get home, back to my computer. And it was, I put my 30-inch snowshoe next to it. And it wasn't that big, but it was almost as big. So that was pretty cool. And the other one was, there were a few scat piles and they weren't frozen. So it couldn't have been that long since he was through here and left those, because it's pretty chilly up here. So, and then the last thing is he traveled from somewhere below where he crossed my path this morning at about 10 o'clock when I made my way out to about 3 o'clock, 3:30 when I popped back out of the forest following his tracks up onto where I was this morning. So all of that movement was sometime between 10 and 3. So that's a really interesting piece everybody says, dawn and dusk, that these animals are crepuscular, but they move around during the day. And if the mule deer tracks are any indication, all through my tracks and through tire tracks that I know the time of, and I know that they've been moving, not at night, but during the day. It's interesting. So I still have yet to see much of anything right at dawn or right at dusk. And I really change my strategy maybe a little bit. It's still important to be here at dawn and dusk, but maybe not be so dismissive of midday. So anyway, really interesting, really cool photos. I'll make a little slideshow when I get home. And like I said, hopefully I can get a little animation of this trek on a map, because it was quite something. So, and kind of fun bushwhacking through the forest like that, and like 1.5 feet of snow. This is deep. Again, I've said this today at least once. Thank goodness for my snowshoes. But anyway, I'm gonna sign off for the day. I have work tomorrow during the day and in the evening, so I might try second last time the day after tomorrow. Maybe make a full day of it, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe come back and follow the tracks again, because that was pretty cool. Okay, catch y'all later.